Okay, so at the end of the last video, I said maybe I'd do one or two more where we start adding some bells and whistles. Now, what I'm going to do is when you point at text, I'm going to have it change in size and change in color. Maybe also add like a particle system or like a square surrounding it or some other indicator, giving feedback to the player so it's more interactive rather than just having a static image or static text. Now, since the functionality is going to be very similar, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a brand new script and then just drop it on the various text objects. So it's important to note you can actually add multiple scripts. That way you don't have to go back and edit each and every individual script and put this functionality into each and every script. You can just create a new script and attach it to all the objects. So let's go ahead and see what that would look like. So right click, create C#, and we'll call this highlight. We'll call it highlight stuff. So let's click on capital and algebra. We'll put that onto it. So as you can see, there's two scripts there now. Okay. And this is starting to get a little bit more complicated because now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 scripts, which is relatively simple, but considering the nature of this game, it's starting to get up there as a little bit more complexity. So, void on mouse, case sensitive, on mouse over. And we'll do this in stages. Game development is often an iterative process. You do one thing, and then you do another and another, so you add layers of complexity. So get component, and we'll do text mesh color equals new color. And let's see, so we'll take out the red. The numbers range between 0 and 1, so it's really a percentage. So red, comma green, so we want it to be green. We'll take out the blue. And then similarly, we'll do on mouse exit. So as the names would suggest, this is when the mouse is over the object. This is when the mouse exits the object. So when it exits, we want it to go back to white. Okay, let's run this. So it becomes green when you pass over it. When you pass over it, it becomes green. If you click, all the other functionality is still there. So sometimes if you find yourself having to insert a whole new set of functionality, you don't necessarily have to go back and edit every single script. You might just be able to add a new script that handles just that one task. So let's save the scene, and now we'll go back to quiz, and we'll do the same thing. We'll highlight those, and we'll put the highlight script on it. Save. Go back to main menu. And let's make sure it works. So we'll choose capitals. And yes, they are turning green. And when you move away from them, the color goes back to normal. So probably should do it for the next as well. So go back to quiz. Click on next. Put the highlight there. And it should be fine. We tested all the other ones. So as I said, iterative. Now let's try changing the size of the object. So that would be get component font size equals, let's see, we start at 42, so let's see how 54 would look. And then for the exit, we have to do the opposite, and we'll bring it back to 42. Save that. Go to main menu. See if it works. There we go. So it is indeed going out. But since these are centered, for these, you'd really want to change the anchor. So right now the anchor is upper left. So for this, it would be middle center. And this one would also be anchor, middle center. Now we just have to reposition them. Now, see that green square? That is the collider box. So that's what I was talking about how the collider box doesn't adjust when you make changes. So what we're going to do is, just to make life simple on us, what we're going to do is click on both of them and remove the component, and then just add it back in. So physics 2D, box collider 2D, now you can see that it's properly aligned. So that's better. So now it expands in its position. It's centered. Works. So 2x plus 3, so x is 4. That works. Okay, so just like that, we were able to give that kind of feedback to the player where it's more interactive now, where when they point at something, it changes in size, it highlights, and now you can just, add on to that. Like you could add maybe like a particle system or something else. So let's see what else we can add. And actually, it just occurred to me, we haven't done any coding to identify when a incorrect answer has been selected. So in text control, if a answer has been clicked on, so when you click on an answer, choice selected is changed to Y. So if choice selected is equal to Y, then it checks to make sure that the correct answer is set to the selected answer. And the selected answer is what you just clicked on. So we have, if it's right, this occurs. But if it's not right, then something else needs to occur. So else you don't have to put these on separate lines. You can leave it the way that MonoDevelop automatically puts it. But to me, my brain just doesn't work that way. I like to see these on their own lines so you get a better sense of what is being contained. But functionally, yeah, you could have left it the way it looked when I added the second bracket and it rearranged them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this same line. So we're going to do incorrect. And save it. So not a big addition, but something. So let's run it. Algebra. So again, this should be 4. So if we click on this one, incorrect. So that easy to modify this so it now also lets you know when an incorrect answer has been selected, because we really already carved out where we were checking to see if it was right. It was just a matter of adding on to that, appending to it the other condition if it does not match. So okay, I think that's it for this video then. Got a lot done in a short amount of time. If there's anything else you want to see, let me know. But I'm thinking now that that's probably much the end of this series. Like I said, you can just kind of build on that feedback that you're giving to the player now, where you're changing the size, changing the color. You can just do more bells and whistles like that. So unless there's anything else you want to see, if there is, just put it in the comments, please, and then I'll add it if I can.